CH in their face, let them know I'ma do that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma shut them haters up. You know we go so hard. Chopper hit up in they face, yeah, I'm a bulldog. Number one is what we holding, number one is what we stand. When you step out on that field, let them know you ain't playing. Step back in that pocket, launch it off like a rocket. Pass the pill, run the ball, either way they ain't gon' stop it. Bring that trophy back and let them know that CH got it locked up from the east to west, north to the south, and they can't top it. That defense stay holding, that O-line be blocking. Check your Facebook, them Bulldogs, they trending topic. Them corners on they job, they receivers, they gon' lock it. And don't try and punt the ball because that D-line gon' block it. They know we coming hard, they know we coming strong. Let them haters do they talking, Chapel Hill deserves the throne. Yeah, we sit at number one, they know we can't be cloned. Now it's time to handle business, gonna bring that title home. Work, throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up, throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up, throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up, throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up, throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know that. This shit is our year, so we gon' shut it down and handle that and let them haters know another L. Say we not hearing that. Blue and gold, I be wearing that. Them other teams, we not fearing that. That competition ain't nothing. Bulldog country, boy, we gon' bring it back. This shit is our year, so we gon' shut it down and handle that and let them haters know another L. Say we not hearing that. Blue and gold, I be wearing that. Them other teams, we not fearing that. That competition ain't nothing. Bulldog country, boy, we gon' bring it back. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw.
Welcome, Bulldog Sports Network fans. I'm Brett Swinney alongside Corey Marshall and Vincent Johnson. And guys, we got a special guest tonight with us. We have Mr. Gavin Moretz. He is representing of Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Gavin actually worked with him last year, did a couple of our Chapel Hill games before we got all this stuff started, and gave him a call, see if he was interested in talking some Bulldog football in the District of Doom, and he was in for it. So I'd like to welcome Gavin. Welcome, Gavin.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's going on,
Welcome. Gavin, just go ahead and kind of tell us about yourself and your role with Dave Campbell's and Texan Live.
So I started at Dave Campbell's Texan Live when I was a junior in high school. That was a couple years ago now. This is my fifth football season. I've been doing play-by-play since basketball season, my first year. So since like January of 2018. I started in 2017. And I love what I do and I love my job.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we kind of love what we do here. Just to introduce everybody to Gavin. We got Corey Marshall. Corey's a 03 graduate of Chapel Hill. He does the color commentary for us during basketball season. And then we got Vincent Johnson. Vincent's 02 graduate of Chapel Hill. He played football. Yeah, I know. We're old. We're old here.
Yeah.
And we've all been friends a long time, and kind of just decided to start this up to get more traffic on our network, and we've kind of branched out. Now we've got it, at 4 or 5 different places. We actually now have it on podcast form, so you can go back and subscribe to our podcast on all the platforms and listen to this later. So we just kind of talk Chapel Hill football and wherever it leads us here. So Gavin, welcome. I hope you're well studied. We will quiz you, so we'll see how well studied you got.
Uh-oh.
Just ask Vincent about that.
Listen, man. Let's do
Here we
it.
go.
Let's
Did you
do
watch
it.
this week's game, Vincent?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, just
Oh,
making sure.
you asking Gavin?
No, no, I'm asking you.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I watch every week.
Every week, Corey, did he watch every week?
Corey,
Well, the first week wasn't. The first week wasn't.
first
I'm
week.
not a snitch. I'm not a
What week?
snitch.
What week are we in?
What is 8?
Eighth week.
It's okay.
It's
We
eight.
I missed
I'll only give you a hard time about it. The rest of the season.
the rest of
Maybe.
my life.
Well, maybe. So, Corey, let's start out by going over this week's picks. Gavin, we kind of do a picks of the district and then some area teams, and kind of, as you can see, who's winning. Wait, right here.
Oh, you
Who's
got
winning?
what you did?
Yeah.
Guess what? That was a change this week. So
What's
you
that?
didn't win this week. You did not win this week.
I think I'm still overall winning.
Well,
That's what I'm talking about.
overall, if you want to do the overall wins, you did get overall wins overall. However, Zoe, which was a guest last week, obviously he's a sponsor of Zoe Insurance. He was 7
7 and 1.
So Zoe know football too.
Yeah. Zoe,
Well,
He know football. We gotta let him know.
Hey, yeah, that's awesome. But okay, so what did y'all? I want to know how y'all three compare to me.
I was 5-3. I was
Okay,
5.
so you were tied with me then.
Yeah.
What did Vince have?
Vince was at 500. He was 4-4.
Ooh, yeah. So he just I gotta keep track here. There's it looks like the standings look like, so we got Corey is what 31 and 17 here. That puts Vince at 29 and 19, and I'm at 36 and 12. Still got a pretty good cushion there. Y'all gonna have to really pick it up if you're gonna catch me.
My Argyle pick it still has an asterisk beside it, so I picked
Okay.
like 4 weeks.
Okay, here we go, Gavin. So this Corey is an Argyle hater. So we had them as our extra game for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and every week he said, "Oh, Argyle's gonna lose this week," and finally that
It happened.
60 wins in a row streak got broken and they won. And that's his claim to fame now. Oh, I picked Argyle.
It's meant to be
After 4 times you missed Argyle pick.
But
Wasn't it
close. It was close.
I mean, and then I looked at the score this week. They won like 77-7.
Well, I'm done picking Argyle. I was just picking.
I think they were ticked off.
Well, hey, I wouldn't want to be the next team after that one anyway. Not after the loss.
Yeah. So, Gavin, what kind of districts have you been covering this year? I know you're down the Houston area. What games have you seen, and probably maybe some of your favorite games that you got to call this year?
I'd say favorite games that I've done this year. Number one is going to be Atascocita and Denton Guyer. I covered that game. It was up at UNT in week 4, Friday night. Myself and Matt Stepp called that game for Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Denton Guyer won. I went to Atascocita. I'm a proud Eagle. But Denton Guyer pulled it out. Those are 6A teams. They're both pretty tough. And then other than that, I've called some closer games. Dayton and PNG was kind of a close game a couple weeks ago. These are all mainly Houston area teams, though. So I see a lot of Houston area schools doing 3 or 4 games a week. But this week I've got 4 because I have a doubleheader Saturday. So this week's going to be a little bit heavier of a workload than I usually have.
Hey, as long as you're loving what you do, that's a lot of fun. You get to get paid to go watch high school football. I mean, what
talk about
it? Yeah. Okay, so since we got that out of the way, that I'm still in the lead. Did anybody else pick with us? I know we had Zoe, but did anybody else finish their picks this week?
Christian finished 6-2.
Christian, all right, Christian. So does that mean he did beat us all? So would that mean he get to come on?
Yes, Christian was 6-2. So
okay,
Zoe's been.
Yeah, we kind of had a deal with our viewers that they could chat and make picks as well, Gavin. And so the deal was that you beat all 3 of us, then you get to come on the air. So Christian is actually a Chapel Hill student, and he watches our show. And so we'll get to reach out to him and have him on air for one of our shows. So kind of a
So you're telling me that if I win the pick battle this week, I get to come on again next week?
Sure.
Yes.
Awesome.
Sure.
All
We'd love to have you anytime.
We only have one rule. All of our picks, we're all Texas fans. So if you pick anybody,
give them the rules.
that's an
Yeah,
issue.
that's an easy way to get muted. You start talking bad about the Longhorns, even though it hasn't been much good to talk about here the last 3 weeks. But we'll move past that. It's year one for Sark, so we're gonna give him a pass here. All right, so since we're done talking about that, let's kind of talk about this week's game. The first thing we kind of do is we go back and kind of have one word that describes the game this week, the Kilgore Chapel Hill game. Gavin, I'm going to ask you this, and be careful with your answer. Did you get to watch any of the game?
I saw the highlights. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you did get to watch some highlights.
I did.
Some people should take notes of that. So you actually attempted to try to get highlights and study up.
A little bit. I mainly district standings and stuff, but
Okay, all right. Look, Vince, I wasn't talking about you or anything.
I didn't say anything.
I
was minding my business.
All right, since you got to see some highlights, Gavin, since you're our guest, we'll let you start. One word to describe this week's game.
I'd say from the Kilgore side, I think Kilgore perennially, I'm going to go with the word power. I think Kilgore's always been a power type team. They've got a little bit of speed, but I think Chapel Hill has more on the speed side. I think Chapel Hill the last couple of years has been a speed team. I think Deuce McGregor is a big part of that. I think he was probably my favorite player from the team last year that I got to see a couple of games of. So speed for Chapel Hill, power from Kilgore.
All right, I like those. Corey, what you got?
Adversity. I mean, we're experiencing adversity as far as the team goes. It's the third loss in a row. Well, not third loss in a row, but third loss. We kind of had a peak at the beginning of the season, and we kind of got.
It is the third. It is the third in a row, Corey.
The third in a row.
Yeah, it is. We started off district and beat Athens, and then we've lost to Lindale, Palestine, and Kilgore. Yeah, you're right.
I got the lid. It is three in a row. So we kind of, we're kind of in a slump right now. So adversity is a big key. If we can right the ship, and we've got the tougher games. I would say the tougher games out of the way. We let one slip with Palestine. So this is where you kind of see what your team is made of. Can you finish the season 7-3? And try to fight and get in the playoffs. Right now, it's not about district. It's not about anything else. It's about getting in the playoffs. It's about postseason. So the freshman quarterback came up. I don't want to say he played a well game. He played a good enough game as he could. And so we got to right the ship. Now it's all about making the playoffs and getting the postseason.
All right, Vince, what you got?
Man, I had a word right before you said that. I would say I like the adversity, but finish. It's not over yet. You can fight your way back in it. We took some hard losses, and to be honest with you, who knows what might happen. We could get some help, with some other teams maybe taking some losses and stuff, but you need to finish strong. It ain't over yet. So just because a few things didn't go your way don't mean you quit.
Yep, I like that. I think my word for this game is going to be red zone. Chapel Hill had 4 attempts in the red zone in the first half and came away with 6 points and two field goals that were blocked. I think that was a big key of this whole game. You even talk about them scoring 2 of those touchdowns instead of field goals, and the whole game and the whole mindset of the game could have been different. Because like Gavin said, Kilgore's a power team, and they like to play from ahead. You force them to play a little more sped up and try to make them have some passing, then maybe it's a different ball game. That's 2 weeks in a row that Chapel Hill has played a team that was predominantly run with Palestine and Kilgore and weren't able to get in the lead and force them out of their game plan. So I think that was the key that I saw, not being able to take advantage of getting the ball inside the 20 that many times in one half and just not coming in with points. So, anything else that you saw in highlights or anything, Gavin, that you thought that you saw that you thought was important in the game?
I mean, like you said, the 2 blocked field goals accounted for, that's 6 points off the board right there for Chapel Hill. And I mean, if you tackle those field goals, it's a closer game. Obviously, maybe they're able to pull something out, or you have a penalty or something. But I mean, you can't have 2 field goals blocked, and you can't overcome those mistakes on special teams. It's just something you can't do in football, especially in Texas in high school. I think overcoming those 2 blocked field goals is important. I think if you can cut out those special teams miscues in the next game for Chapel Hill, which you can see on you guys' side in Dave Campbell's Texan Live, I think they'll be able to beat their opponent in Week 9. It's Maybank, right?
Yeah,
Maybank.
Maybank. And that's kind of what we'll talk about next. Is the District of Doom race, and I've kind of got it drawn out here, and I've got it divided into thirds. Okay, you've got Kilgore and Lindale undefeated in the top half. Basically, they've clinched the playoff berth. They're eyeballing that last Week 11 matchup for the district championship. Looks like. So you've got them up there, and then you've got a 4-team race for 2 spots in the middle between Palestine, Maybank, Henderson, and Chapel Hill. And I've confirmed that it will be obviously a head-to-head tiebreaker. But if there's more than 2 teams, then it will be a point differential up to 17 points that will determine the playoff seeding. So that's something we'll be looking at the next few weeks. It's hard to look at right now because not everybody's played everyone. But the way it stands right now, Palestine has actually played all 3 teams in this 4. They're the only team that has completed that. They lost to Maybank by 3. They beat Henderson by 10 and beat Chapel Hill by 3. And something one of the coaches pointed out to me, if you remember in the Palestine game, they were driving at the end and they decided to take a knee right there and did not punch it in. I don't know if y'all remember that in the game, but they could have punched it in and gained themselves on their 7 points. But instead, they took a knee, and that possibly could come back to haunt them later. Now, we're still a long way from the end of the season, but they had an easy 7. They were just chugging away that last drive. We couldn't stop them, couldn't get them off the field. And something that was pointed out to me that didn't think about it at the time, but it's a very good point. So we got Palestine 2-2, Maybank 1-2, Henderson 1-2, and Chapel Hill at 1-3. The good news for Chapel Hill is 2 of the teams ahead of them they still have not played, so they can play themselves into a good position. And this is the exact same spot that we were sitting last season at 1-3 with 2 games left. Obviously, we got Maybank gave us a forfeit, which was a plus 17 automatic win with a rest. Gave us a 2-week bye, and then we're able to beat Henderson at home. A little bit different this time around. We are going to play Maybank at home and then go to Henderson Week 11. So it's going to be a tough.
It's going to be tough.
Tough road to hoe. So I know you kind of said you kind of studied up on our district, Gavin. What do you see in this race?
So obviously, like you said at the top, you got Kilgore at 3-0 in district, Lindale at 4-0 in district. Palestine, though, I was looking at Palestine in the 3rd spot. They're kind of a weird team. They're 2-2 overall, or 2-2 in district, 4-4 overall. They're the only team in you guys' district, I don't know if you know this, that does not have a winning record overall. They're at 500. They're the only team that is below a winning record or at 500 or below. And then they're also the only team in the district that has allowed more points than they've scored. Every other team is up in the point differential. They're the only team that is below in the negative. And so, but yet still they're 3rd in the district. And then, you guys play Maybank this week. Like you said, last year was a 17-point win with the forfeit. I don't think Chapel Hill is going to beat Maybank by 17-0 this year. So I think it'll be obviously a tougher, time than last year at the forfeit. I don't think it's going to be 17-0. I think it'll be a closer game with Maybank at 1-2 and 5-2 overall. Chapel Hill, though, 1-3, 5-3 overall. But the important thing for Chapel Hill this week, they've lost 3 in a row. If they started 5-0 again for the 2nd consecutive year, they started 5-0 last year. And like you said, Brett, they started 1-3 in district play and won their final 2 games to get into the playoffs. They went 3 rounds deep, as you guys know. So I think they have a shot to do that again this week. I think Maybank is the perfect game to get them right back on the winning track.
That's right.
Corey, you and Vince got anything? Y'all want to talk about the race?
Yeah, I was going to say that's a very good point. During the last 2 games, easier said than done. Like I said, we're battling uphill a little bit. Only difference is now we have a freshman quarterback, and he doesn't have a lot of game experience at the varsity level. So, and I watched the Kilgore game last week. I don't know if he was a little shell shocked. Some of the plays, some of the plays that they
It was a
ran
big game.
much. It was a big game for him to come out and be his first actual starting game at varsity. And I'm just gonna give him a grade. I thought he had maybe a C minus or a D. And that's nothing against him because I think he's a hell of an athlete. But obviously you're putting your season is on a freshman quarterback's shoulder.
Mhm.
So there's no much. I
Well,
mean, that's a lot of pressure at
I
this point.
think I think you're supposed to expect. Um, I think you're supposed to expect, the nerves and stuff like that when you're talking about a freshman. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you ain't never been on that level right there, you gonna have some moments where it's gonna fall
Absolutely,
apart for you. It will happen. It don't matter how great you are.
absolutely.
I mean, you ain't used to it at all yet. The game speed is different at that level. Um, and just mentally, you're talking about somebody that's what 14, 15 years old playing against people that are 17,
Yes.
18 years old who have already done this already and have seen people just like you know. So you got to expect that. Now, what I think needs to happen is we need to play to his strengths, the things that he's good at. um I don't think it's going to be like, okay, we lost a quarterback for the year and we just plug in another one and their play styles are the same. I don't think it's like that. So you're gonna have to find a way to put him in some good situations. It's just like with any other team. Like if we're talking college or we talking pros, you can't take a read option quarterback and throw him into a spread offense like that. You just can't do that. You gotta play to their strengths. So I expect for them to do that, and don't take Maybank lightly. One thing that I like to do myself is I always try to put myself in the shoes of my opponent. What would I do to stop me? You know, and so like just thinking like that in my mind, the first thing I'm thinking is that the reason they got in playoffs is because we had to forfeit a game. That already hypes me up. They coming for you. You know, they hungry. They
Yeah.
they feel like that was their spot, and we took it because they couldn't play a game.
And
So they're not gonna take this game lightly. This is their championship right here. You know, so you can't come in and think that you can win just the second half because did they tried to put the moves on Kilgore. I mean, they started out strong on Kilgore. They just didn't finish.
yeah.
So I wouldn't take them lightly. I throw the whole book at them.
Well,
Personally, I throw the whole book at them. You
well,
Yeah,
know,
it's a must win game. I mean,
it's
that's the only way.
exactly, to me. It's win and go home at this point.
I
Every
do.
game, you have to win.
I do want to add this though. Um, Ripsman, I can't. I'm bad at pronouncing his name. It, give him all the confidence in the world because
Yeah,
at this point, I'd reassure him, just back him up. Hey, it's okay. You didn't make a pass. It's okay.
yeah,
The
and
world's not
don't
on
yeah.
your
If you make a mistake, hey, calm down. It's okay. It's
son.
okay. Next play,
You got
we
three
still
more
going.
years of this. You're okay. There's
Yeah,
nothing. Everything is okay. You're not supposed to be at this position right now. It's all right. You throw an
yeah,
interception, that is fine. You fumble about that. That is okay. You know, just reassure him everything that he's doing is going to be okay. Right the
yeah.
ship because you don't want to break the confidence of a guy, of an athlete like that. You don't want to get him thinking and second guessing
No,
himself.
no, you don't.
It's
And I
okay.
mean, I think honestly, uh, I think being in that situation, there might be some butterflies and stuff. And I know how some people are after they get that first hit out the way, they good. Now they ready to play. And I think that once he gets his nerves are settled and everything, and because it's cool to come in and I just got to show up for one or two plays. When you got to make every play, when that weight is on your shoulders, it's a little bit different pressure.
And he's had
So
some great highlights.
I think the coaches are probably gonna find a way to get him settled in this offense.
Well, I do know that they made some changes last week in the offense. They redid some plays and they kind of formatted their offense around Brisbane a little bit
Yeah,
last week. I talked to
which
a
is
couple of
good.
coaches, and of course he's not the same quarterback as Jones. He's very athletic, but he's not a pocket passer. He's not going to sit back in the pocket like Jones did and make the big throws. He's gonna be one of those guys that's gonna be a run pass option. He's gonna scramble out. And he's gonna, if he finds a guy, if he finds Deuce or if he finds Barry or Watkins or any of those guys out there, he's gonna put it in their hands. But if they're not open, he's gonna take off, and he's got the speed, as you've seen already this year, that he just turns it into another gear and he's gone. So if he has any space, it's going to be hard to catch. Now, I was impressed that Kilgore tracked him down last week from behind on that one. He scampered away one time, and Kilgore actually caught him, which I thought he was gone as soon as he took off. And then all of a sudden, I can't remember which player for Kilgore just tracked him down, but it tracked him all the way
they
down.
Got some athletes. We know. We knew
it ended up saving them. Yeah, it ended up saving them.
It ain't enough to be good now at this level. It ain't enough to just be good and be fast.
They kept him out of the end zone. That was one of those possessions that they stopped us when we got inside the red zone.
Did we stop them? Did they get in the red zone? They didn't get many times in the red zone.
No.
Did we stop them?
No. I know, of course, yeah. We had a few stops, but we were making runs. We making runs.
Yeah. And defensively, we got some things we got to change. We got some.
Well, we let the ball go up the middle a couple of times too, which hadn't had happened a whole lot this year. We kind of sheared that up, but they went right up the middle on us a couple of times, and that was last year's kind of Achilles heel on us. And they punched it right up the middle, and they were gone. So I think
the defense thing, I'm still trying to figure out. It just we looked great early on, and here lately, I'm seeing where teams are becoming more successful with running the football against us. I can't figure out why right now.
I think part of it, Vince, is the fact that our offense isn't clicking as much, and it's putting the defense out there an awful lot.
Yeah,
if you think about it, our defense was out there a lot last game.
You have a lot of defensive linemen also playing offensive line, so that could be
where you have to.
Fatigue.
That's what I'm wondering. Is that because that the first level, when they get, Brack can do all what he can do. Brack is a monster, but man, sometimes it happens so fast, and they get through that level without even being touched. That first level, and it's like, what do you expect anybody to do at that point? It's like I'm still trying to read the play, and they gone. So that would make sense that if the issue is that you got people who are starting on both sides, they're a little exhausted. If we got situations where we're not moving the ball as much to give them breaks, the ones that are coming out, a lot of that makes sense because I just, like I said, I'm just trying to analyze it. And I've watched the Lindale game 3 times. I've watched Palestine twice.
That's torture, Vince. That's torture.
And I'm watching Kilgore again as we're talking. I know y'all probably see me looking over here to my left, but I'm watching it again as we're talking.
Hey Vince, Vince, where are you watching that game?
Oh, I'm watching it on Texas Live, baby.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There we go.
I like it.
Come on now. It's just a little change every month. That's all.
And you can listen to Gavin 4 times this weekend.
Yeah, I pay for Hulu. I don't even watch you. Come on, man.
Gavin, what's your take on this matchup, Maybank, Chapel Hill?
I think, Vince kind of took some of the stuff that I was going to say and just stole it from me. But
my bad, man.
No, I think when you play a freshman quarterback, Vince said, when you're playing against guys when you're 14 or 15 that are 17 or 18 guys are getting ready to go D1, D2 in 6 months, that's difficult for a freshman quarterback to come into. He was playing the last however many years he's been playing with guys that are strictly in his age group, especially as a 7th grader and 8th grader. You're playing other 7th graders and 8th graders, and now you get thrown into a game against a team like Kilgore or a team like Maybank or any of the teams in this district that are so physical, and they just constantly churn in and turn out kids that are going D1, D2. If you're a freshman quarterback, you're 14 years old, it's a little scary. But like you said, Coach Reardon's going to have to play to his strengths here. They lose a pocket passing quarterback, and now you get a bit of a more athletic quarterback in the game. Maybe, instead of trying to let him back there and, throw the football every down, let him run some quarterback sweeps, some quarterback draws, some read options, dial up some little, plays in the offense for him, designed specifically for him to use that athleticism and let him go try to win you the football game.
I like it. You guys, anybody y'all listening, the chats are awful quiet tonight. We hadn't heard from anybody. So if you got questions for us, you got questions for Gavin, make sure you put some in the chat. I don't know if everyone's asleep tonight.
In a little bit.
I hadn't heard from Chris, Christian, no Hector, Adam. Where you guys
Corey.
at? Casey Joe?
Oh, his name dropping.
Oh, not you, Corey. I'm sorry. I'm looking at another Corey. Corey
Redmond.
Yeah. Any of y'all there that are watching tonight, feel free to drop us a question. Make it more interesting than just sitting here and listening to us talk the whole time.
I will say this about the game this week, though. I will say this about the game this week. As far as I don't want to get into, schemes because I haven't watched a lot of tape on Maybank and know exactly what the strengths and weaknesses are. But as far as the mental aspect, you've lost 3 in a row. Every game right now is just a game by game process. You're not 5-0. You're every week right now is 1-1. Like you win this game, move on to the next week. And as the kids, just to be honest with you, they looked at the state rankings before. They looked at them before. They looked where they were. They saw it. Oh, we were ranked number 5 in the state. Now we're not ranked now. Man, we're not any good. So you have to reinforce confidence. We lost 3 in a row. Nothing's working now. So that you're dealing with that at the same time. These are kids still. So now you have to reinforce, hey, this is still a battle. It's still a long season. You got 2 more weeks left. Now, what do you want to make of the season? You got to win this game to move to the next game. They need a signature win. Thus far, they've gotten a couple of revenge games. Okay, you beat Livingston. Well, I don't want a revenge game. You beat Center, and you beat Athens, and you beat some other team. That's fine. You need a signature win. You get this win, and you move on to Henderson. Henderson's going to be a big game. We move past. We beat Maybank. Henderson's going to be that signature win. How do you want to write off the rest of your season, so especially for seniors? So this is what you kind of want to preach to the guys right now in the locker room. It doesn't matter what you've done at this point. Every week is a new week. Do you want to continue to keep going and get to the playoffs? Now we're very fortunate now that you have a 4th team in the playoffs. So this is wide open. So, hey, just win. You control your own destiny at this point. You can't control what happened in the past. You can only control move forward. Got to be Maybank by a wide margin. And you got to go steal one in Henderson. So these are some important weeks right now. As far as schemes wise, I don't know. I hadn't seen enough of Maybank to know exactly, but I can kind of tell they're a running football team, obviously. But hey, run defense has not been our strong suit in the past 3 weeks. That's all I know.
Gavin, you got some insight on Maybank?
I haven't seen Maybank a whole lot this year. I mean, I've seen some highlights here and there sparingly. I know, like Corey said, they are a running team. And so if I'm Chapel Hill this week and I'm playing a Maybank team that maybe, Maybank isn't so, pass heavy, maybe I'm stacking the box, drawing up some blitzes, some zone blitzes, throwing some extra guys in there in the backfield or right up in the A and the B gaps to stop the run. Because if you can shut down the run and force them to throw, I know that Chapel Hill has a talented enough secondary to where they can, force some turnovers, passing wise if Maybank has to throw. But it's going to start with stopping the run.
Yeah, I like that.
I step up.
I know you watch a lot of you've seen a lot of games. So we need some tape. We need some tape on Maybank. I need a playbook. Can you give me a playbook? Playbook, please. Something.
I'm supposed to be impartial.
That's good.
See, Gavin's used to being impartial, so he's not used to our bias.
Hey, I had to try. Man.
It'd be different. If it was top seed, it'd be different. In the way
We'll talk after the show.
I didn't say that.
Hey,
I didn't say that.
Pass it over this way.
We can be biased. We can be biased. That's why we started this. We can be biased on our home network. It's really hard, and you calling your own high school team. I'm sure you can understand this. It's very hard to be biased when you're calling the game, especially if you have something in it, like your team is playing in the game. So I try to do the best I can color wise, and not overly do the Chapel Hill. It just kind of comes out naturally, but. Most of our viewers are going to be Chapel Hill people. We're not going to. Surely there's some other fans, but But that's probably one of the hardest things about calling a game. I don't think I could do it like for a full-time job just because I like being a homer too much. That's what I think, and Corey can attest. When we're calling our games during basketball season, being a homer's fun. Like
It's
that's
extremely fun.
and so uh, Gavin, I really give you a lot of credit because I know it's got to be hard when you're whether or not you're have a rooting interest or not. Being impartial is very hard, and that way you have to actually look at both teams. You have to have information on both teams, and
Mhm.
that way you can give equally good facts about both teams. So I definitely from doing this for just a part-time side hobby thing, I understand as much as what you have to do. So
Yeah, it is difficult sometimes to not that I have a rooting interest in any games, never. But occasionally, you'll have the one play that you're saying like, I didn't really agree with the call there, or I didn't agree with what the referees, called one way or another. I didn't agree with the play call, or whatever the situation may be. You have to remain composed and unbiased in the broadcast. I think of myself as like, imagine that there are 10 million people watching every single game, and 5 million are watching from one side, 5 million are watching from the other side. And you have to not please everyone, but you have to at least do your best to make sure that you don't make anyone upset by rooting against their team.
yeah.
So it's all about being impartial.
Yeah, see, Corey and I would be in trouble because we're questioning the referee's calls, and we're like, oh, are you sure that was a good call, or was that what kind of play call was that?
I'm more fair. I'm more fair in that sense than Brett. Well, I will say that because I like the game of basketball just as is. So that kid's a good kid. That was a bad call. I've said that several times, but sometimes you can't help it. It's like that was a bad call either way it goes.
Yeah.
But I enjoy being able to really get into a call when it is our home team. It's
Yes.
like
I think for me,
it's a
it just
lot. It's a lot.
depends on the game, who it is. If we play in White House, it's hard to pay attention to them kids on the other side of the kids from the other side of the lake. So, but I love the game. I love the sport. So therefore, like I remember when we was playing Lindale last year, and I found out that kid was going to Baylor, the tailback, and I was like, oh my God, this dude right here is amazing. I was like, I'm making sure I'm watching him at the next level. I love the game, so like it's not hard for me to enjoy watching another team play. But if my team is on the field, yeah, I kind of lean towards that way. Kind of lean towards my squad.
I'm only like that in football on the Dallas Mavericks. That's it.
There we go.
Only like that when Dallas Mavericks play. Everybody else is wrong except Dallas. So that's to travel. That was a bad call. And I can like the game last night with the Lakers and the Warriors. Oh, I was right. That was good entertainment. But if it was the Mavericks, no. I'm just no. Leave me alone. Call silence. No, that's not a foul on Luka. I'm just letting you know. Not a flop.
Yeah. I mean,
Right,
I've gone up the
y'all
road and watched.
y'all wanna do
game had nothing to do with me.
y'all want to do some score predictions for this game?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Anybody on the chat? The chat has been super quiet. I don't think we had a single chat all night.
Well, we got
So I
Hector
don't
in
know.
here, and we got Chris, and
Well, nobody said anything, as far as I can tell.
I'm looking. There's Corey who said
Yeah.
something earlier.
I haven't seen anything.
Really, who we got on right now?
Yeah. Well, if you're watching, listening, whatever, and you want to put a score prediction in, just put it in the chat. We're going to start with the Chapel Hill game. We'll actually do a score on this one, Gavin, and then the rest of them will just
Yeah,
do
there's
picks.
Chris again chatting it up.
We're gonna let you start.
Oh, I get to start? Cool.
Yeah,
Give me-
you're our guest.
I'm not sure that I should be picking a score here, being an impartial state broadcaster and whatnot. But for fun, give me Chapel Hill 31-20.
Okay.
Man, that's a good score. That's a good score.
Vince don't pick over 50. That's the
Hey,
one.
I'm
did
gonna
you
It was
did
a
you pick over 50 last week?
no. I think I said 28-14.
jinx is
Okay,
over.
so
Over 50.
so Gavin, just so you know, the reason we're saying that is because we were 5-0 until Vince decided that he was going to pick Chapel Hill scoring over 50 points 2 weeks in a row.
You
We
know
have not
what?
won. We have not
You know
won since
what?
then.
Listen, I don't believe in luck and all of that other nonsense that y'all follow. If we lost, we lost. I'm gonna say Maybank. Maybank. How much you think we gonna throw them? I'll say 28 to 28-21. Chapel Hill. Sorry, Chapel
Yeah,
Hill.
21. I was hoping where you were going with that was Chapel Hill. I kind of confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chapel Hill.
Whew.
Did you
All
pick
right.
Maybank, Vincent? Did you pick Maybank?
Man,
It
this
was
guy. I don't even know why he wearing that hat. Stop doing that to me.
sounded like he was going that way. I was nervous. I was very
You talking
nervous.
about Corey? You talking about Corey's hat?
I'm talking about yours.
Oh,
You know
did
what?
you see?
Corey, I got you. Hold on. You
Man,
know,
hey, what's y'all's record? What's y'all's record, Vince?
don't do that. Don't do that. You know what? You know
I
what
mean,
kind of year this is gonna be.
Deshaun Watson. I'm waiting on him to start every game. I'm just like
You know
they're
what kind
finally
of year
gonna have
this.
to pull him off the
You know
bench.
what? You know what? You see how these Cowboy fans be doing? They get a couple of wins under their belt. They want to laugh at everybody else playing.
Wait, over here. See, I got my locker room sign. I'm ready.
He
Cowboys,
want to laugh at
Cowboys looking.
everybody else paying.
Hey,
Okay.
we're looking good, man. It's Super Bowl this year, man. I'm feeling it.
See, there
Looking
you go.
good.
That Super Bowl talk.
Hey, we look good.
Y'all look good. I give it to you. Y'all playing good, man.
I
Y'all
mean,
playing good.
Brett, what was your score? What did you pick?
I haven't said, but my score is going to be 38-28 Chapel Hill.
I just wrote that down for mine. We'll do the same thing. 35-28.
We got some scores over here on the side. I don't know if
Did you?
play them
Yeah, I got the
across.
scores. I got the scores. I'm getting the scores.
Hey, how come I can't? How come I can't see those this week? That's weird.
Okay, you can't see what they're. That's why I was saying like everybody's been
I
chatting.
haven't,
Yeah.
I haven't seen a single chat. I don't know what's going on with the.
Huh?
I'm gonna have to pull it up on I guess on Facebook.
I can't. It won't
Usually
let
I
me
can
do
see
that.
the chat.
I can see all of them. That's why
Usually
when
I
you kept
can.
saying that they're not chatting, I'm like I'm looking at them. They're all
Man,
I can see the
I
chat.
apologize those of you out there that've been chatting. I cannot see the chats tonight, so hopefully I can go find them.
Mr. Pick'em.
If I write in here, it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know what's.
No, it won't post on the
Usually
thing.
I can see them and I know what's going on.
You can post them up.
We've been. Everybody says they've been chatting with us. Now that
Yeah.
makes me mad because I can't see. So
Yeah,
I'm
we
about
got
to
some
go.
good feedback too.
Man, can y'all see it? Y'all can go over it.
Hector
Y'all
was
can see it.
just going back to the beginning.
Yeah, because I want to make sure we get all of our viewers.
Hector was
that
saying,
chatted.
hoping the freshman quarterback rises to the occasion. Mixing up the play should help out a lot. Chris said, if we don't control the A and B gaps this week, we will have a hard time this week. We have to control the fronts, which is true. Corey here said, our defensive schemes have not changed ever, nor have our offensive schemes. Our district has caught up. Time to change up. I agree.
Oh, Christian did say he beat us all. He made sure he pointed that out, so we'll have to reach out to him.
Yeah. I mean,
I skipped over that part. Yeah, right. I saw him right 6-2.
Yeah, Hector's on. See, I guess everyone's been chatting. How
These
much do we need to win by against Maybank?
behind
Hector
us.
said.
Okay, Christian said put these past 3 games behind us. Hector was saying I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
We've been chatting.
Okay, so Hector's saying how much we need to win by at least 17 points so we can max out our point differential.
Maybank is not very fast, but they are disciplined, very disciplined. That's why their record is good.
Okay. Did you get those scores? Did you get all the scores, Corey?
I got the scores. I got them.
You got every okay.
I'm hearing an echo. Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Is it me?
Okay, it's gone
No,
now.
we're here now.
Okay,
Oh,
so we got Christian, Chris, Hector, and Casey Joe has put in scores that I see. Is
Gotcha.
that what y'all got?
I got it.
All right,
we got a
all right.
chat from somebody from YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
Who
who.
we got?
Man, I can't
Oh,
read that. I should have got my glasses. But it says Maybach coming different this year. I heard. I can't read what that name says. Does that say Dylan? Dylan Scott? Dylan
yeah.
something?
Dylanowski.
SAI? Dylan Ski?
Well, yeah, they are coming different. They're actually coming this time. So
Yeah,
That's cool.
we
We got somebody watching from YouTube. I like
yeah,
it.
yeah. We're all over the place.
well,
Yeah.
All right, so we got the scores there. Let's move on to the next game. Oh, Christian's gonna say he dethroned me. Well, you got to pick. You can't pick a 2-6 record and a 1-7 or whatever you were a couple weeks ago, Christian, and expect to be called the pick'em champ. You got to come with it every week, not just one lucky week.
now Brett's taking it personal.
Man, Kristen, you see how you bring up the past? That's how you do everybody.
Hey,
You
it's,
don't
we,
bring up what you used to be.
I'm consistent every week. I'm right up there every time. I don't have any of those bad weeks.
Christian said, I'm the champ today.
He said,
That's all that matters.
like,
It's because y'all know why. Y'all know why he's a champ. He probably picked Oklahoma State.
he did pick Oklahoma State.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. My
So
bad.
you are you
I
gonna?
can't rock with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. See, there we go. Now y'all
I'm
understand. That's the
sorry,
only
man.
reason. That's the
I
only reason he
forgot.
beat me is because Oklahoma State game.
He
That
picked
should have
Oklahoma.
never happened. That we're not even gonna.
Man,
We're not even
let's
gonna act
move
like that
on from
happened.
that.
All right. So we're gonna go to the next. We're gonna go to the next game. We got Kilgore, number 6 in the state, at Henderson.
It's a big one.
Yeah, I mean it's a big rivalry game.
Yeah, but I'm
I
gonna go
think.
Kilgore.
Yeah, from what I saw of Kilgore, I'm gonna have to stick with Kilgore,
We need
even though it's in Henderson. I still think.
Yeah, I'll take Kilgore as well.
Looks like Christian said Kilgore. Cassie said Kilgore.
I think everybody's picking Kilgore. That's four.
Yeah, I mean Henderson's. They're not the same team as they've been. They're still a good team, but they're not at the level of Kilgore right now. I think Kilgore, as we've seen, Kilgore and Lindale, I think are just on a different level right now. Not to saying that Chapel Hill can't be there, but right now, I think Kilgore and Lindale are the class of the district.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads me to the next
Chris
pick.
said
I think
Kilgore too.
Lindale is off this week, so the other game in the district this week is going to be Palestine at Athens. Now, I've got two thoughts on this game. I've got who I want to win and who's going to win, and they're totally two different teams. I'm going with Palestine. I've seen Athens. I've seen Palestine. Palestine's a better team. I'm going to go with Palestine. Now, if Athens wins, I won't be mad that I missed this pick because it will help us. Palestine picking up an L. But I think Palestine's going to take the win.
I'm picking Athens. I need to upset.
All right, Corey.
I think I'm gonna go with Athens too. Palestine just runs the ball, man, and eventually that can get you, that can get you far, if you're really good. But it ain't enough. Like I don't see that being enough to beat Athens. And Athens, they try to spread the ball around. I know they may not be the best at it or nothing, but I'm gonna stick with this Athens. I'm gonna go with Athens. Yeah.
All right. Gavin?
I want to take Palestine, Brett, but I'm going to make you the lone wolf on this one. I'm taking Athens as well.
There we go.
All right. All right.
There we go.
I'm fine with that. And I'll be fine if y'all are correct. I won't be sad about it. That would be one pick that I'll be glad to miss. I've just seen both teams, and I feel like Athens is the better team. Now, whether or not Athens, they started off terrible. Chapel Hill just jumped on them like wildfire that game.
Yeah, we jumped
beat
on them
them
and
from
they
the
quit.
beginning.
But before
But I
then,
just
they was
don't.
balling too.
But from what I've seen of Palestine, they're 2-2 in district right now. Their only two losses are Maybank and Kilgore. They've still got Lindale left. So if they were to lose to Athens, then you got to think they're probably losing the last one too, most likely. So that would put them at 2-4. So then Chapel Hill's able to win the last two. They would actually finish ahead of Palestine. So that would be a big game. That's kind of what we're going to be seeing the last few weeks. It's going to be just this jumbled up mess of like, if this team wins and this team wins and this team loses, like it's going to be like we'll be able to talk the whole show probably the next couple of weeks almost on just
Right.
what if scenarios with this last two teams getting in. So it's going to be interesting. All right, so y'all got any other games y'all want to pick? There's a couple around the area.
I would definitely
Um,
pick Tyler High against Highland
Okay,
Park.
how many have we picked so far? 3.
that's three. Yeah, we got four more, and then we'll pick and we're gonna let Gavin pick our special pick this week. It's our outside the box. We'll let him take one. He's gonna make us really work. Probably he's gonna find some teams that we've never even watched, but that's okay.
He probably not gonna stump me like that unless it's somewhere in Oklahoma. I don't do Oklahoma. I don't do Oklahoma. But no,
All right, so
Tyler High,
Tyler
Highland Park. Got to do that one.
Tyler at Island Park. Highland Park ranked number 3 in the state.
I'm picking Tyler. I'm
So
picking JT. I'm sorry, Tyler High. I'm sorry.
Tyler High. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna pick Highland Park.
Yeah. I think I'm going with Highland. I think I'm going with Highland Park as well. It's going to be in Highland Park, so I think that's going to be an
Yeah.
advantage. And then already, Highland Park's always such a great powerhouse. I think that they're my last ever high school basketball game was against Highland Park. They beat us, so they're always a very well coached, skilled team.
I don't like to remember that game.
I don't either, but unfortunately, it sticks with me because that was my last game. So
Oh yeah, those always stick with you.
And it rained.
All right, Gavin.
I remember.
Gavin, who you got?
I'm gonna take Highland Park. It's at Highland Park. The Scots usually don't lose at home, so give me Highland Park.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Who we got? We got did y'all get the other picks for Palestine Athens, Corey?
I got him.
You got Christian, Hector, Casey. All right, so Christian's going to take Tyler High. Chris takes Tyler High. I need Hector and Casey Joe's pick.
I'm thinking of another game.
Any other? Well, I've got some other games that I don't know how competitive they'll be. I know this one might not be a bad one to pick. I don't think. The problem is you've got the games around here. You've got Gilmer, and Carthage, which they're number 1 and 2 in 4A Division 2. They've already played each other, so you don't really want to go with those games because those are
What about
kind of
Rusk
more
and Carthage?
obvious. I looked at that one. Rusk has been pretty solid this year with Coach Sitton, a former Chapel Hill coach.
Yeah, I like them.
But I don't know. I'm not going to pick against Carthage. I'm sorry. So we can do that one if you want to.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm picking Carthage.
I think it's going to be Carthage for the sweep. I don't think anyone's going to pick against Carthage. I don't care who they're playing right now in their classification. I don't see anybody beating Carthage. I think they're going onto the state.
I don't know. You got the McCowan kid as a quarterback. Got Cosin. Maybe he's working that magic. You never know.
I mean, you never know, but it is Carthage, and if I'm just guessing, it's going to be a Carthage Gilmer rematch here in a few weeks.
True.
So, but Christian's going to take the upset. He's going to say Rusk over Carthage. So I guess we'll take that one.
There we go. Now we got somebody on the team. I'm picking Rusk as well. I'm picking Rusk.
Okay. All right, Corey.
This will be the week I jump you.
Yeah, because so Corey's going to take whoever's playing Argyle. Corey's going to take them.
Yep.
Right.
Go ahead and do it.
All right, Gavin. Are you going to take the upset, or are you going to go with the powerhouse?
I've learned not to bet against the powerhouses, and I'm not betting against Carthage. Isn't going to happen.
Smart pick. That's a smart pick.
Yeah. You got Casey Joe's going Rusk, and Chris is going Rusk. So you got 3 Rusk picks there. So 4. Man, I thought it was going to be more of a. Man, I can gain a lot of games on this one.
You could also lose one. So You
Yeah.
never know. You never know. Hey,
You never know. It could be those. It could be just like the.
y'all lost.
Yeah, Argyle lost 60 games in a row. They won the regular season until that one. So yeah, I guess it could happen. I'm sure Carthage's streak is pretty high there for the regular season. I don't know what the exact count is, but haven't lost in a few seasons there in the regular season. I don't think.
I mean, these aren't state championship games, so they're probably not even worried about this one. They can let this one go. They can let it go. Loss of Russ is not gonna tarnish the state championship, so it's okay.
Yeah. Somehow I don't think Surratt thinks that way.
Of course, no, I don't think he does.
All right, I got any other ones? How many is that? 5? We got 2 more.
Yeah.
Vince, you got one around here you want to throw in?
I was looking at a couple here. Trying to find a good one.
If you pick Jackson,
Some of these teams, you know what? Let's see, who is Livingston playing?
Fighter.
Oh, you want to go down south?
We can pick this Livingston game.
Who's Livingston playing?
Biter. Never heard.
Gavin's probably got some insight on that. It's a little closer down there to him.
Livingston and Viter.
Yeah.
Give me Viter. Viter this year is actually playing really, really well. They're usually, like one of the lower 2 seeds and making the playoffs. This year, I think they're actually first or second in their district. So give me Viter in that one.
Okay.
Man.
I'm gonna copy Gavin because I don't know nothing about Viter.
That sounded really good.
That's all I was doing. I was gonna see what he was gonna pick. I was going with that.
I mean, I've seen Livingston. They've got pretty much the quarterback as their whole offense, at least from what we saw. I mean, then he got hurt, and they didn't have much else. I'm going to go Viter as well. I can't imagine, Gavin not knowing his stuff here. So he's going to have the advantage on me. So I've seen Livingston play. Obviously, that was there earlier in the season when we were kind of clicking, but I didn't see much that I was afraid of there, and so I'm going to take Viter.
Go ahead and be different, Corey. Go ahead and be different.
Gotta be different. I'm picking the Livingston Lions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never know.
My plan worked.
Yeah, you never know. I might win $1 million tomorrow, Corey. You never know.
You never know. You won't know unless you play.
Yeah. We got one more. We want to pick the Legacy game.
Yeah.
We got North Mesquite at Tyler Legacy. I'm going Legacy.
Yeah.
Listen, that tailback over there, man. I'm not picking against him.
Both of them. You got two D1 tailbacks in the backfield.
I'm not picking against him.
Gavin, what you got background on this game? You got you seen any of Legacy or North Mesquite this year?
Not much North Mesquite, but I've heard Tyler Legacy is pretty good, so I'm gonna take Tyler Legacy. Easy pick.
All right.
Got Legacy.
Corey, you keeping up with the?
I got the chats.
Chat here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Christian's got Legacy.
Chris got Legacy. Oh, okay.
Chris North Mesquite, Casey Joe Legacy, and then they all took Viter, I believe, as well.
I'm picking Legacy. I'm not going against the grain. I'm picking Legacy.
All right, that leaves our 8 asterisk, our extra pick, kind of like our bonus pick. Gavin, pick us a game this week.
So I was looking at the Dave Campbell's Texan Live Master schedule here. I wanted to pick a game that I was calling this week, one of the 4 that I'm doing. I'm not going to pick anything live on a game that I'm doing. I won't do it. So I'm going to do a game that I'm not doing, and that is Huffman taking on Splendora. So
I like that one.
I won't do a game that I'm doing, but give me Huffman bouncing back. They've lost their last 2 against LCM and they lost to last week. They lost to Lumberton last week. Yeah. And so give me Huffman bouncing back after 2 losses in a row and beating Splendora.
All right.
Chris got Huffman.
Yeah, he got Huffman. Let's see.
I think I'm picking Splendora.
Christian's got Splendora.
Lindor's
I'm
out.
gonna go with Huffman as well.
Okay. That's what you got.
Vince, you can't
Looking
pick the
at
Houston Tex.
Lindor right now.
You can't pick the Houston Texans. They're not available.
Oh
What?
man.
Splendor.
Lindor, okay. Rising up, okay.
All right. Casey Joe has Huffman.
Huffman. Okay. Heard Deshaun Watson
All
may
right.
get traded this week.
He
No.
might.
No, for real. I heard he was the trade was close to going to Miami. I don't know what Miami's thinking. Either Brian Flores is gonna get fired or they're probably just moving away from Tua, but Deshaun Watson's probably gonna be in Miami for it's over.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's a shame because then I won't be able to try to convince Vince they're going to put him in the game to give Houston a chance to win.
Because apparently
We don't
Tua
need him.
You don't need him. So what do you need?
Nah.
Y'all need a win.
Yeah, I don't need no more headaches. I
but
don't need no more trouble.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. So
actually,
Gavin, go back and tell us where you're going to be this weekend, and give us a little more information for those that may not know much about Dave Campbell's Texan Live, and kind of give us a little background.
yeah.
So I'll start with my slate for this week. Tomorrow night, I've got Kempner and Manville at Freedom Field down in Alvin, south of Houston. Friday, I've got Barbers Hill at Nederland. Saturday at 1, I've got Fort Bend Elkins and Fort Bend Ridgepoint at 1, and then I go over to Pridgeon Stadium Saturday night at 7. My second game of Saturday for Cy Creek and Stratford. Both those games on Saturday, I should have Matt Stepp from Dave Campbell's Texas Football calling the games with me. So that'll be fun. But yeah, Texan Live's been around for a little bit now. Dave Campbell's Texan Live Dave Campbell's Football bought Texan Live and acquired us back in January of 2020. Or the sale became official in 2021, my bad. This beginning of this year. And so we've been partnering with them on a lot of stuff this year. We've had Ashley Pickle on some of the broadcasts and Matt Stepp on some of the broadcasts. Rumor has it Greg Tepper might be on one of the broadcasts in the next couple of weeks. Stay tuned for that. So started mixing the Dave Campbell's Texas Football crew in with some of our Texan Live broadcast crews as well.
Nice.
That's awesome. I just from following the website, I know some of those names. Got to meet Matt Stepp in the playoffs. That was cool. He's one of those famous guys that you always see on all the websites and the rankings and stuff. I did see they're just releasing the playoff predictions on the site here little by little. So that's something to any of y'all that want to subscribe to their site. They do all kinds of things like that with that paid content. What's the subscription price here, Gavin? For the
Subscription price, if I'm not mistaken, is $9.99 a month. If I'm not mistaken.
And it's separate from our Texan Live subscription of the $9.95 for the video, I believe.
And we've also recently, this week, we relaunched the new version of the website. It's been revamped, TexanLive.com. It's got a new look, same content. Check it out.
Okay. Yeah, I actually clicked on the preview before they released it just to see what it's going to look like, and I really like the new format. It works a lot better on on my iPad. I was looking at it. For the mobile, it's a lot easier to find the games. Yeah, it's an exciting deal. We enjoy getting to put our games out there. And all you that make sure that you tune in and listen to the other games, because you pay that $9.95 a month. You don't have to just watch Chapel Hill football. Any of the games on there are available. So make sure you check the other games out and check out some more of Dave Campbell's website. I'd like to thank our sponsor for our podcast, Zoe Knows Insurance. Shout out to Zoe and his business for sponsors. We had him on last week. If you missed last week's show, make sure you catch it. We have it still posted. We have, like I told everyone, we're on the podcast platform now. So anybody that misses the show, you can go back and subscribe to our podcast. It'll be available later this evening after I upload it. So another way to catch us. We'll be doing this continuing through football season and into basketball season. I hadn't talked to Corey and y'all about it, but I think we're going to probably mix in a basketball preseason show maybe one of these weeks that we're that we have football. So get little teeny since the basketball is about to start. We've got we'll have about 25 games or so on our network this year for basketballs, girls and boys. So should be a lot of fun. Gav, you'll be doing basketball, I assume, as well once football's over.
I will. I do essentially all the sports. I'll move right into basketball, and then from there into softball and baseball. But yeah, I'm excited for the rest of the football season. We'll go into playoffs and do some more playoff stuff. Lots of content coming away during the 6 weeks of playoffs. And then after that, thank you guys for having me on. I really enjoyed it. And Brett, I think I have to get one of those Bulldog Sports Networks hats right up there. I think I have to get one.
Yeah. There you go.
You like the hat? Yeah.
I will proudly rep one if you send me one.
Awesome. No,
Yeah.
that would be great. Yeah, they kind of just spurred up. One of the coaches at the school was like, "Hey, would you like me to do your hat?" I'm like, sure. So he spooled me one up, and I liked it. I was like, well, we can order some of these and sell them. So yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. So yeah, but we appreciate you. We'd love to have you on again sometime, Gavin. It's just fun to get another perspective. We're all homers here, and to get an outside perspective
Yeah.
from someone that watches as much football as we do, just from another area, it's been a lot of fun.
Thank you guys. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely appreciate it.
So
Mhm.
I
Thank
say
you.
this. You have to say this funny story. So you said at Atascocita, right? So I had not seen that word ever before. Okay, and I'm from East Texas, so I'm pretty sure you heard them all. So at some point in time, you said Atatosha, something like that, and I thought that's how you said it. So I'm like, what in the world is Atatosha? Like, where is this? But no, Atascocita. Okay, all right. Excuse my East Texan. That's how I pronounce it that way. But now I know it's
That's okay.
I got you. Don't shake your
I've
head.
heard about 10 different pronunciations, so it's okay.
Right. Hey, it's not funny, Vince. It's not funny.
Hey, we all know you country.
Hey, I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it.
all right. Well, I'd like to thank everybody out there for watching this evening or listening. If you're catching us later, make sure you subscribe to us again on YouTube, our Facebook page. We also have a podcast platform, Bulldog Sports Network. Be sure to catch us. For Corey, Vince, and our guest Gavin tonight, I'm Brett Swinney signing off. We'll catch you next time for the next wrap-up show next
All
week
right.
on the Bulldog Sports Network. See you later. Everybody have a good evening.